now tuned in to Frankyrose's Crime Updates. You are now tuned in to Frankyrose's Crime Updates.
Let's switch to suspense. Let's switch to suspense.
You are now tuned in to Frankyrose's Crime Updates. Crime Updates. Crime Updates. You are now tuned in to Frankyrose's Crime Updates. Crime Updates.
How are you guys doing? I think I have to redo that. I did not. How are you guys doing? I think I have to turn up the volume on this one. I think I have to redo that. So today I want to talk about Debbie Collier and I don't know, maybe discuss some of the things that are going on in that crazy case. So I am going to go through one more time because I don't think I unmuted myself. That I am Frankyrose, and of course, welcome to the channel. I'm a true crime junkie, and what we're about to watch, discuss, and listen to is just my personal opinion, and you should always do your own research. Everything that we discuss is common knowledge, and you can basically find it on a pretty easy Google search. I am not a professional. So now that that's said, my butt is covered. There we go. So this is Debbie Collier, and she's been found unalived, and I thought maybe we would discuss it. So Fox has got a little bit of information here, so let's watch this.
The suspicious death of Debbie Collier has gained international attention as Habersham County investigators continue to work to find whoever is responsible.
Days after the body of the 59-year-old was taken to the GBI medical examiner's office for an autopsy. He joins us from the live desk with the latest. Eric?
Yeah, Courtney, Tom, today marks exactly 2 weeks since the 59-year-old was reportedly last seen alive by her husband. Investigators say they need the public's help in piecing together clues as to who could be responsible.
The Habersham County Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigations Division has executed several search warrants at locations directly tied to the victim and have conducted preliminary interviews of those closest to the victim.
How and why the body of Debbie Collier ended up in a remote wooded area over 50 miles away from her home remains a mystery. The 59-year-old was reported missing September 10th to the Athens-Clarke County Police Department. The next day, September 11th, a Sirius XM service pinged the location to her van. Chief Deputy Murray Kogat of the Habersham County Sheriff's Office released this recorded message as the story continues to gain international attention.
And that the last communication from the missing person was a transfer to the daughter of $2,385 with a text message tied to the Venmo transfer stating, "They won't let me go. There is a key to the house underneath the flower pot."
Kogat says K9 units were brought in to search the heavily wooded area.
Hey there, how you doing, Connor? So this, I don't know, what do you guys think of this at this point? Already I start questioning things with this case. I don't know, I've decided who's done what. So, let's see what they have to say.
The
search resulted in the locating of a red tote bag, a partially burnt blue in color tarp, and eventually the victim's partially nude and burnt body grasping a small tree down a ravine.
It's been nearly 2 weeks since her disappearance and the grim discovery, and still no word on a motive, suspect description, or any answers. Fox 5 reached out to the FBI, who sent this statement saying, quote, "FBI Atlanta is aware of the case. At this time, the matter is being investigated by local authorities." The GBI had this to say, quote, "The GBI Medical Examiner's Office is conducting the autopsy, but those results will be handed to Habersham County as we are not involved in the investigation."
At this time, there is no evidence to suggest or support that this incident was related to a kidnapping or that this was a suicide.
Still a lot of unanswered questions. The sheriff's office says the belongings collected at the scene were also sent to the GBI crime lab. I asked the Habersham County Sheriff's Office if they plan to bring in other agencies like the GBI or the FBI, but they would not comment.
So yeah, I'm not too sure what happened here. I'm glad they ruled out suicide, because I bet that took some time. Hey Bella. Welcome. I am just getting used to this new mic here, so if I fade in or get too loud or too low, just let me know. So yeah, this one here, I don't know. Habersham County. Law enforcement found Athens' mom, Debbie Collier, her remains on September 11th, one day after she was reported missing. There are a few known details about the investigative developments since the discovery of the 59-year-old real estate office manager. Investigators said if they pinpointed a person of interest I'm like so tongue-tied. I need more caffeine. They have not said if they were pinpointed or have a person of interest or a motive. I don't know. I've done a little bit of reading. I think there might be a motive. Oh my goodness. Incident reports from Athens Clark County Police Department and the Habersham County Sheriff's Office provided a timeline of events leading up to finding her. So, Debbie Collier's husband sees his wife before he goes to bed. In an Athens Clark County Police Department report, Stephen Collier told the police that he'd last seen his wife, Debbie, before he went to bed at about 9 o'clock on September 9th. So, he told officers that they sleep in separate rooms. I was just going to say something about that because he snores. A lot of people are thinking that's suspicious, but I don't know, in my mind, at a certain point, that sounds reasonable, especially if one of y'all snore. So, Debbie Collier's husband leaves for work, and he sees her car. The police narrative did not specify when Stephen Collier left for work on September 10th. It was a Saturday, but he told an officer he saw the car when he was driving. The car was at home in the driveway. Okay. Stephen Collier said Debbie Collier should have been home, according to the Athens police narrative. So, I don't know how normal that is, that he wouldn't have checked on her at one point, or checked in, I guess. but every home's different, right? Every relationship is different. Investigators haven't said if they know when or if Debbie Collier drove off in the Chrysler Pacifica she was renting from Enterprise. Debbie Collier's daughter, Amanda Bearden, said her mother rented the car because hers had been in a wreck. Bearden told police her mom's driver's license and debit card were the only other possessions she saw missing in the rental car. Okay, I don't know. This child of hers, oh my goodness, I don't get good vibes from this girl. Her and her creepy boyfriend. Debbie Collier's daughter, there we go. Yeah, and how would she know what the mother would have in her vehicle? Unless her mom's like, I don't know, very consistent. So Debbie Collier sends a Venmo payment message to her daughter. So again, to me, this is like red flags all over the place. Steve Collier paid Amanda Bearden, and the message says, "They are not going to let me go. Love you. There's a key to the door in the blue flower pot by the door." So who does that when they know they're about to die? So, I love you. Go get the key. It's just in the flower pot. Bye. Hey, Darkness Exposed. Nice to see you. Hey, CJ. So yeah, I don't know what y'all think about that, but I can't. That's just like weird. So Amanda Bearden said she received $2,385 on Venmo at 3:17 on September 10th with the message, "They are not gonna let me go. Love you. There is a key in the flower pot. The blue one." Oh my goodness. And then the Venmo, I don't know what it's called. We don't have it here in Canada. Venmo account is Steve Collier. So what I have heard, I don't know if I haven't read all this, so I'm not sure. But it sounds like their accounts are just like, it's the same account, just with a couple people on it. I've heard that possibly the daughter was involved with this Venmo or whatever it's called. But again, I can't say that for sure. There's, like always, there's like 5 million different stories. Okay, let's see here. Disturbing details reveal. Yeah, you see now again. I haven't watched this, so I don't know what all they're gonna say, but I have heard of some of the stuff that went on, and it is scary.
Welcome to Flatch is a love letter to the community at its heart.
Flash, we love you!
If you're looking for a big taste of small town life, welcome to Flatch.
Hell no. Carry on. Come on.
Also developing tonight, the death of a missing Athens woman's gaining national attention after Deborah Collier's body was found buried in the woods in Habersham County. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Tom Haynes.
I'm Courtney Bryan. We still have a lot of questions that need to be answered. Officials have not said how her van and body ended up being dumped. Let's go out live to Fox 5's Eric Perry in Habersham County near the crime scene. Eric, there's been a small vigil held there where you are.
Yeah, Tom, Courtney, you can actually see where someone placed flowers right through it. On this side, someone placed a bear. This is the area where her van was found. That 59-year-old's body was found deep inside the woods.
Things like that don't happen around here often,
Daniel Shelton is one of many wondering what happened to 59-year-old Deborah Collier. According to an incident report from Habersham County, Collier's van was found on the side of the road September 11th after she was officially reported missing to the Athens Clarke County Police Department just the day before. Reports indicate the satellite radio inside the van led investigators to this location after officials tried to ping Collier's cell phone through the night. Chilling details show Collier last talked with her daughter, who says her mom sent $2,300 with the message stating, quote, "They won't let me go. There is a key to the house underneath the flower pot."
Okay, I have to say this again. Like, what the hell is that? You know? And yeah, CJ, like, you're absolutely right. You'd think 911 would be the call that was made, but no. Yeah, here's the key. Love you. Bye.
A trail of caution tape marks the path deep into the woods where Collier's unclothed body was ultimately found. Investigators believe whoever was responsible attempted to burn the body. Collier's red purse was also found nearby.
I'm scared for my family. It puts fear in me.
Those who live in the area say although the highway runs through the county, it's normally quiet. One person told me off camera he noticed the van for a few days, but didn't think anything of it because cars break down often.
A lot of prayer to that family, and to lose a mom like that, I just couldn't imagine what they're going through. You know, my heart's with you.
Many can't imagine the horror and terror the family is going through as whoever is responsible remains on the run.
And I just hope that, you know, people are safe and stop bringing your crap up here. Be honest with you. Keep it where you're from. If you don't have good intentions, we don't want you up here.
Habersham County Sheriff's Office leading this investigation. We do know the Athens Clarke Police Department, they were initially investigating, but that was the missing persons case. We hope to learn more from Habersham County as early as this evening or possibly tomorrow. That's the latest. I'm Eric Perry, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, so then there's that. And let's see here what they have to say. Check in over here. Damn, this mic is...
Lightning can be a significant severe weather event, especially when you start getting these...
Okay, I think we're still good to go. The Athens Clarke County Police Department missing persons report said an officer met with Stephen Collier around 6:08 on September 10th on Rocky Drive. The neighborhood is near the northern city limits of Athens, off the GA Highway 441. So Bearden and Steve Collier gave police an account of events over approximately a 27-hour span when she was last seen, and yeah, the Venmo payment and the missing Chrysler Pacifica. And they told police that it would be very unusual for her to leave without anything, you know. I mean, even me, if I don't go far, I've still got my phone, my little pocket gadget, my knife, and like there's always things that you won't go anywhere without. The officer logged Debbie Collier in Georgia Crime Information Center as missing, but her family didn't know the model year or tech number of the rental car. Couldn't you just phone the rental company? The officers told relatives to call 911, and if they hear from her, Athens police also tried to pin her cell phone to Habersham County Incident Report. Tallulah Falls Police Department officer sees Debbie Collier's rental car. What a horrible place. I mean, that's... Yeah, he was serious about this, or she was. An incident report from the Habersham County Sheriff's Office says that a Tallulah Falls Police Department officer saw Debbie's rented Chrysler Pacifica on the side of GA Highway 15 at around 5 p.m. on Saturday the 10th. The officer did say that it was common to pull into these areas. It is common. Okay, the officer may have been unaware the car was the subject of a missing persons investigation. And I'm sure, right? Sirius XM reports possible location. At some point on September 11th, a representative with Sirius XM contacted Athens police about a location, Debbie Collier's car, of her car location off of GA Highway 15 in Clarksville. So sometime before 12:28, the representative contacted Habersham 911 dispatch and explained where the car was. You know, a lot of these places, they really don't have good communication. It blows me away. So the investigators find her rental car, and County Sergeant requested Tallulah Falls Police to help look for the car, okay? So yeah, it was an old logging road. This is kind of what it looks like, you bet. A responding Tallulah Falls officer tells Habersham County about the familiar car. And yeah, so this is, you know, the area by the road. Very sad. Very, very sad. And I mean, I don't know what you guys are thinking, but I'm thinking that the daughter might be a little bit of a sick puppy. I don't know. Let's see how far we get into this before we start hearing a little bit more about, I don't know if it's the husband or the boyfriend, but yeah, he's no good either. Debbie Collier's daughter sees the rental car. Oh? Let me go back here a little bit. Investigators initially requested the Lee Arundel Correctional Institute K-9 unit, which was unavailable. Law enforcement requested the Georgia State Patrol Aviation Team, which said it would respond. Nice. And the sergeant requests a deputy to bring the K-9s. Alrighty. So after law enforcement found the car, Amanda Bearden arrived. So she was also first on the scene. I don't know, things just really aren't looking good for this daughter. Bearden began screaming that the car belonged to her mother, according to the sheriff's office. Bearden told investigators her mother had no history of mental illness, suicide, or suicidal tendencies, and said that her mother had a bad back and wouldn't have walked far. So there they are. They've got kind of that whole area where the road is. And I don't know, like, depending on the logging roads, some of them you have to have a radio or it's a no-go because, I mean, there's big trucks coming down, right? Habersham County K-9, oh my word. County K-9 handlers arrived at the scene. Law enforcement searched, then an officer noticed a red tote bag laid on its side near an uprooted tree. The officer, what appeared to... Oh, no, you don't. Sorry. The officer, what appeared to be the remains of a fire near the root ball of a tree. Root ball. Let's see here. The officer looked further down the embankment and saw a partially burnt blue in color tarp and a nude female laying on her back, grasping a small tree within her right hand. Oh my goodness. The officer immediately realized that she was no longer alive and identified the body as Debbie Collier. The body was burnt and charred on the abdomen, according to the incident report. At 3:06 p.m., law enforcement established a crime scene and started a log. Habersham County criminal investigators responded. Just wow. Is that road? Didn't they just say it was like a working road? Is that paved? Oh my goodness, that's fancy. The Habersham County coroner took Collier's remains to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation's crime lab, and a wrecker service took the car to the Habersham County Sheriff's Office. So, investigators interview people closest to Debbie Collier. See, I don't know if she had any other kids at this point. Law enforcement hasn't stated who investigators have interviewed, but said on September 21st it was developing evidence to indicate persons of interest. Autopsy findings have not been released, and the investigation is ongoing. So if anyone with information, can you please call Habersham County Sheriff's Office investigator Cale Garrison. The phone number to him is 706-839-8559, or George Kaysen at 706-839-0560. So, yeah, let's see if we can. No. So that gives us a little bit of an idea of what's been going on. What do you guys think? Haven't heard much about that accident, the damage to Debbie's car originally, but great question. Yeah, it's not, there's no answers yet. I don't understand this burning just on the abdomen. That's a little bit of a mystery to me. So let's see here. I do have a few of them set up, so if it starts to get repetitive. And let's see here. I have them all in order up here, but they don't match. Let's see what this is here. Oh, yes. Okay. These I set them up and see if, I scan them and see if there's stuff we can learn. But as well, I'm watching all this stuff for the first time with you. It's just, I prefer it. We can all kind of chat about what we're seeing and listening to and get like true reactions, right? So let's see what's happening here. No. Shouldn't be difficult today. God. Sorry. Yeah, it's almost like, you know what, I've got a full subscription. I wonder if they'll let me do this. But still, I get commercials. What are they called? Premium? Okay, let's see here. Eh? Come on, come on, come on. Okay, I will. There. Let's mute that. So, do you guys think the daughter has anything to do with this? Yeah, well said, Jean. Absolutely. But no, I haven't heard much either about the accident. But I will see. I didn't take a lot of information of stuff that was from the very beginning of the case because there's so much. But if we don't come across it while this stream's going on, I'll go back and find some of the stuff from when this first happened. Oh my good Lord, it's 2 minutes. Why? Okay. I just can't do it. No. Okay. Let's see here. I am going to try this one. I can't believe, I'm sorry about all of these. Well, it's not all these dogs, it's 2 of them. When they sleep hard. They wear themselves out like big time. Okay, I think that, yes, let's try this one. So, missing Georgia mom, Debbie Collier, was found with no clothes on and burned by a tree bottom.
Bringing Ellie's father now, Paul Rice. Paul, thank you for joining us. We're all grieving with
Okay.
you. This is just a horrific tragedy.
What the
First,
hell's
I just
going
want
on
to
with
ask
this
you
stuff?
how you and your family.
Okay, maybe. What the hell? So, let me see if I can, is it just going to be one of those? It could be. Alright, we'll try this one. So you guys ready for fall? I don't think I am. Mind you, it's pretty in the mountain. I can't complain. It's always pretty each season, but oh my. Okay. Let's try this one here. Alright, get set. Go.
As Habersham County investigators continue to work to find whoever is responsible.
This after the body of the 59-year-old was taken to the GBI medical examiner's office for an autopsy. Fox 5's Eric Perry has followed the story. He joins us from the live desk with the latest. Eric?
Yeah, Courtney, Tom, today marks exactly 2 weeks since the 59-year-old was reportedly last seen alive by her husband. Investigators say they need the public's help in piecing together clues as to who could be responsible.
The Habersham County Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigations Division has executed several search warrants at locations directly tied to the victim and have conducted preliminary interviews of those closest to the victim.
How and why the body of Debbie Collier ended up in a remote wooded area over 50 miles away from her home remains a mystery. The 59-year-old was reported missing.
That area there is what it looks like here. Like that's exactly, except we've got the mountains, right? It's very hard. I mean, if there's somebody out there lost, we've got search teams that go out that are specially trained for the mountains. And it's amazing where people will end up. And it's amazing how hard it can be to locate people sometimes.
missing September 10th to the Athens-Clarke County Police Department. The next day, September 11th, a Sirius XM service pinged the location to her van. Chief Deputy Murray Kogat of the Habersham County Sheriff's Office released this recorded message as the story continues to gain international attention.
And that the last communication from the missing person was a transfer to the daughter of $2,385 with a text message tied.
Okay, so what is that? Some people are saying it's a code of some sort. I don't know. I'm almost thinking that maybe the daughter sent it herself just to make it look like her mom might possibly still be alive at that time. I don't know. That her and her boyfriend, oh boy,
Tied to the Venmo transfer stating, "They won't let me go. There is a key to the house underneath the flower pot."
Kogat says K-9 units were brought in to search the heavily wooded area.
The search resulted in the locating of a red tote bag, a partially burnt blue in color tarp, and eventually the victim's partially nude and burnt body grasping a small tree down a ravine.
It's been nearly 2 weeks since her disappearance and the grim discovery, and still no word on a motive, suspect description, or any answers. Fox 5 reached out to the FBI, who sent this statement saying, quote, FBI Atlanta is aware of the case. At this time, the matter is being investigated by local authorities. The GBI had this to say, quote, the GBI Medical Examiner's Office is conducting the autopsy, but those results will be handed to Habersham County as we are not involved in the investigation.
Hey, CJ, you know what? I think you're totally right. I agree with you 100%. In my mind, I mean, it's obviously just my perception of things. I think she knew exactly what was going to happen. I think, sadly, junkies are capable of anything.
At this time, there is no evidence to suggest or support that this incident was related to a kidnapping or that this was a suicide.
Still a lot of unanswered questions. The sheriff's office says the belongings collected at the scene were also sent to the GBI crime lab. I asked the Habersham County Sheriff's Office if they plan to bring in other agencies like the GBI or the FBI, but they would not comment on that.
So, yeah. Let's see here. That's a hateful thing to do. I haven't found her cause of death yet. I don't know if any of you all have yet, but, and again, like I've got lots of tabs saved, so we'll just kind of go through them, you know, as we go. So I'm going to keep that one there. And pop over here. Not there. Crime and Justice. I can't thank you enough for starting to teach me how to get around on StreamYard. Like, I am so grateful to you. It was just looking at it. It was just like, what? So I appreciate you so much. So let's see here. There's so much, like, I think it won't take long. And so I'm trying to do it in some kind of chronological order, but it just seems like everything happens so fast. I think I want to do something else before that. So let's look at this one. So, daughter of murdered Georgia mom, Debbie Collier, has a long history of arrests, including battery, fights with boyfriends. Let's see if I can get this to load. Here's her memorial. The beginning of it, I'm sure. Okay, so this is just a fast clip from the New York Post. Giddy up. So, yeah, I thought that was interesting. Murdered Georgia mom Debbie Collier's daughter has a rap sheet that includes an arrest for battery, being thrown in jail for faking a drug test, and fighting with her boyfriends, according to a court document. Amanda Bearden, 36, had a number of encounters with law enforcement in Athens, Georgia, most recently for a domestic violent incident that took place in May 2021. Bearden claimed her boyfriend, Andrew Tyler Gerlich, I think it's pronounced, had broken into her home, screaming at her, and screamed at her and attacked her, showing police bruises on her shoulders and arms, according to a police report obtained by the Post. However, officers from Athens Clark County Police determined the couple lived together and arrested Bearden for making false reports of a robbery. Oh, no. Gerlich was also arrested and hit with various charges, including battery. Documents associated with this case noted that Gerlich and Bearden have had a family violence relationship. Gerlich was sentenced to jail time, ordered to not contact Bearden, and to complete a domestic violence course. Bearden's case appears to be ongoing, according to online reports. That is beautiful. Little teddy bear, and freaking sad. Now that is a cool looking house. Wow. Rest in peace, right? But that's just beautiful in there, like your own little paradise. So this is Amanda Bearden, who has a long history of domestic violence disputes. However, the couple now appear to be back together and living in the same home. Gerlich spoke to a reporter from the Post on Thursday, saying the police had confiscated Bearden's phones, and she griped. Okay, the police have interrogated us all. And the police who are closest to us are kind of looked at as suspects right now. Oh, I mean, little girl, you bad. I really believe this. I really believe this. I mean, like I said in the introduction, I am absolutely not professional, but I've also had an extremely interesting life. And I don't know, to me, frauds are like beacons. I don't know if that's for everybody, but yeah. Ew. So there she is with her daughter. Debbie Collier was found dead on September 11th after disappearing from her Athens, Georgia home. Bad. Debbie Collier apparently wired $2,385 to her daughter, Amanda Bearden, before disappearing. So yes, just like CJ was saying, she knew they weren't going to let her go. She's going to die. So instead of getting a hold of 911 or even pushing a record button or absolutely anything, she sent her daughter this absolutely bizarre number of cash. I don't know. So her body was found the next day 60 miles from her home, naked, partially burned in what appeared to be a hasty attempt to cover up any kind of evidence. In an emotional interview, Bearden voiced her distress at losing her mom, telling CBS 46, "Somebody took my whole world from me, and she was a beautiful, kind, giving woman, and she didn't deserve any of this. I want justice for my mom." So there is a fairly large portion of that I believe, but it's definitely not "I want justice for my mom" or that her mom was the whole world. Evil kid. Evil. So this is Joe Lovely, her boyfriend. Let's see. Amanda Bearden's boyfriend, Andrew Tyler Gerlach, was sentenced to jail time in May 2021. So I think that's it. We'll see, but I'm pretty sure that it's something associated with violence. Amanda Bearden claims her boyfriend physically harmed her in a 2021 incident. Yeah, this is the one. Oh, I want that. Yeah, look at her there. Amanda Bearden accused authorities of suspecting she was involved in Debbie Collier's homicide. I don't know, she's just a red flag lady. What do you guys think? So I'm going to just pop over there and see what you guys are thinking. Boom. Hello. Hey, Alice. Jean, Vicky, CJ. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for being here. So, let's see here. Okay. What did you guys come up with? Which would make sense in the odd dollar amount? Okay, I messed something up top. Okay, there we go. Crime and Justice. Wonder if that emptied her Venmo account, I think it's called. I don't know. Yeah, that would explain the odd number, wouldn't it? 100%. So, Vicky, I think the burning on the abdomen was telling. And you know what? I absolutely agree with you. This just does not sound like a stranger danger incident to me at all. There we go. And yes, that would make sense of the odd dollar amount. I totally agree. Alice. Hello, hello. Let's see here. Anyone know the address to Debbie's home? Not at this point. Not at this point. Let's go see if there's anything else over here for us. Alrighty. So, in 2008 and 2012, she was arrested for arguing with her boyfriends. The 208 charges were dropped after she completed a pretrial intervention program. In the latter case, she was charged with misdemeanor battery, simple battery, disorderly conduct, and criminal trespass. See, that all tells me a bunch. Like a whole bunch. She doesn't need a lot to set her off, I don't think. Her boyfriends told cops he had to hold her back as she broke his video game. Officers noticed marks on the man's chest and back and handprints on both of his arms. Bearden admitted the altercation was entirely her fault. Oh my God, how noble. She pled guilty to the disorderly conduct charge, and the other charges were dismissed in November 2012, earning her 12 months probation in order to take anger management courses and to have no contact with her boyfriend. Unreal. So what's going on with this wall? These people, they're way too sketchy. I don't know, way too sketchy. I think this little girl was pretty much willing to do whatever. I think, what do they call them? Oh yeah, psychopaths, in my opinion. So in 2013, Bearden, then 27, broke probation after she attempted to provide a fraudulent sample to test lab that was sent, and she was sentenced because I think she used somebody else's pee-pee. Oh my God. I think that's about the only way fraudulent samples can be sent, because usually that's how they collect most stuff, is in your urine. Good Lord. The house where Bearden has been living is owned by her stepfather, and she has occupied it on and off for a number of years. She is also believed to have a good relationship with her mother and stepfather, who have supported her through her legal troubles. Debbie and Steve Collier's house is located on a quiet street. The neighbor says they heard commotion the night before, although it's unclear who was involved. Okay, let's see, can we find out? I'll see if we can find any information on location. Information on location. Oh, I like that. CJ does rock. Doesn't she? Absolutely. So, let's see here. I'm just looking to see if there's even like a street or something. I don't see anything, CJ. Just, they're going to probably kill me and put the key in the blue. Ugh. In the blue flower pot, please. That's exactly what I'd be thinking about, how she can get into my house. And look at how pretty she is. You know what? I so understand all this. Like, I bet you the shoes are purple too. Okay. So who's this? Debbie Collier's body was discovered 60 miles away from her home. Steve was the last person to see his wife alive, telling investigators he last saw Debbie at 9 p.m. Saturday with her car still in the driveway. When he left for work the following morning, he noted they slept in separate rooms because of his snoring. Okay, and we heard that earlier. I truly don't find that part of it weird, that they sleep in different. I don't. You get to a certain age, you snore louder if you're a deep sleeper, and if you're not a deep sleeper, you wake up very easily, like, to any noise, and you want to get the hell away from that. I get it. So, yeah, that's them. I'm just going to stop this for now, and then I'm going to get rid of it. Let's see what you guys are up to again. Did you get it? You're awesome. Oh, no problem. Always nice to see you, though. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? I am not surprised at all. Honest to God. Hi, Christine. You are probably one of the best frickin' sleuths I've ever seen. And you're very good at getting it across without being offensive to anyone. So you're one of the people I admire. Stay out of there. Oh my God, hang on. No! No, no, no! Sorry about that. I have to hide my dog's treats. They're in a big box behind me. And it seems they've learned since I've started doing this that I'm distracted. So they literally stick their face through the box and all I hear is crunch, 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 crunch. Like, oh, you buggers. Yes, you see? I get that. I totally get that. We're not 20, right? We want to sleep. Okay, well, let's see here. What's next? I really, really appreciate every single one of you. I want you to know that from the bottom of my heart. So I found this one kind of interesting. Family member of murdered Georgian mom, Debbie Collier, feels like they're suspect in the case. So, this is interesting. Have we seen this? Okay, so family members of murdered Georgian mom Debbie Collier have had their phones confiscated by police and feel like they're being looked at as suspect, her daughter's boyfriend told the Post. Okay, that's what? This guy's horrible. Let's see here. Okay, I'm just gonna... The murdered Georgian mom found dead and naked in a ravine may have been involved in screaming and fighting at her home the night before she went missing, according to a neighbor. And she was discovered on September 11th with the burn marks, and it says her daughter and her husband are the ones that reported her missing. Really? Alrighty then. So there was commotion at the house, the neighbor told the Post the Friday night before Debbie disappeared, noting she frequently heard shouting from her home atop a small, like on that wood, a treed hill in Athens. The neighbors added, somebody comes up to visit on the weekends, in the evenings, and there's loud screaming and fighting, saying the visitor was a younger man. So the victim's husband, Steve Collier, told investigators that he last seen his wife at 9 p.m. Saturday, and her car was still in the driveway. Okay, we know all that. So back to this. So September 10th, she supposedly wired her daughter, Amanda, $2,385, which included that note that read, "They're not going to let me go. Love you." And the key to the house is in that blue fat flower pot, by the door there. Like, what the hell is that? I don't know. So this is what, the daughter is saying. I mean, forgive me, God, if I'm wrong, but oh boy. Police have declared Collier's death a homicide. I would think so. And executed search warrants and interviewed relevant people. and they're staying tight-lipped on further details, as they should. No suspects have been named in the case, and the family have declined to speak publicly. I have a funny feeling that it won't take them all that long to announce maybe a suspect. I'm not positive, but I would think. So, one friend of Collier's declined to comment after answering the door, but cryptically said there's a reason we are keeping quiet. Oh, okay then. Another neighbor in Athens, Ricky and Debbie, and her husband. Okay, Ricky said Debbie and her husband were reclusive people who did not mingle with others on the street. When we would get together out there on the block for cookouts, they never participated, and said that many of the locals did not know their names. So, yeah. I just think I think it's a gorgeous little spot. After her body was discovered, their quiet circular road at the edge of Athens was flooded with police, and although they noted they haven't been interviewed, some of them, have not been interviewed or contacted by the police by this time. I don't understand what's taking so long, Ricky said about the investigation, which is being conducted in part by the GBI. And it says they're slow out there. So, yeah. I don't know. Let's see, do they? Not yet. Not yet. So, let's see here. Oh, maybe pop in there. How you guys doing? Nice to see you all. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you all. Okay. So I think this might be why the daughter's complaining a bit, but such is life. Home of Debbie Collier's daughter searched by law enforcement. I don't know how long this one is. Come on. Oh, no, not you. Just a couple minutes. Come on.
Of Debbie Collier has gained international attention as Habersham County investigators continue to work to find whoever is responsible.
This after the body of the 59-year-old was taken to the GBI medical examiner's office for an autopsy. Fox 5's Eric Perry has followed the story. He joins us from the live desk with the latest. Eric?
Yeah, Courtney, Tom, today marks exactly 2 weeks since the 59-year-old was reportedly last seen alive by her husband. Investigators say they need the public's help in piecing together clues as who could be responsible.
The Habersham County Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigations Division has executed several search warrants at locations directly tied to the victim.
Okay. We've seen this.
And have conducted preliminary...
I don't think it's the same outlet, but yeah. Investigators searched the home of Debbie Collier's daughters days after finding the Athens mom dead in Habersham County, according to police logs obtained by Fox Digital News. Oh, really? Investigators have not identified a suspect or a person of interest in her death. The Habersham County Sheriff's Office said there is no evidence. No evidence of foul play. Yeah. Is always going to say I just got mad and laughed. Oh, yeah. No evidence suggesting her death was related to kidnap or suicide. So suicide, absolutely. Kidnapping, you don't think so? Or do you just think that they unalived her and drug her there? I don't know. Authorities have said investigators interviewed those closest to Debbie Collier and executed multiple search warrants. A police dog obtained by Fox News Digital showed police log, not dog, showed law enforcement searched the home of Debbie Collier's daughter, Amanda Bearden, on September 1st, and officials declined to release copies of the warrants because it is an active investigation. So she was at her mother's home September 10th in Athens with Collier's husband Steve. According to the missing persons report from Athens Clark County Police Department, she and Steve Collier spoke to officers after reporting Debbie missing. So what we know is that Bearden also drove to the scene where she was found, while investigators searched for her mother, according to the Habersham County Sheriff's Office. An incident report at Athens Clark County Police notified her of where her mother's rental car was found. I don't know, friends. Sus. I don't know. I'm not liking her. So the message with the transfer, of course, everybody's bringing it up, you know. It's odd. They're not going to let me go. Love you. There is a key to the house in the blue flower pot by the door. Like, hell no. The sudden disappearance and death shocked people across Georgia and the nation. Well, fair enough. Details about the discovery of her body in the woods in Habersham County have raised questions about her disappearance and death. Investigators discovered her in the woods off of Georgia Highway 15 in Habersham County. Investigators found her nude, lying on her back, grasping a small tree with her right hand. So with that, I've also heard she was partially nude. Local authorities are handling the investigation, and her body is being examined at the GBI crime lab. Good job. But agents are not assisting. That's interesting. Anyone with information on her case is asked to contact Habersham Sheriff's investigators, Cale Garrison, or George Kaysen at 706-839-0559 or 706-839-0560. So let's see here. She was reported missing on September 10th by her daughter. Told investigators that her mom's car was in the shop at the time and that she left home in a rented Chrysler Pacifica SUV, carrying only her license and debit card. Based on the incident's report narrative from the I'm just making up words now, Habersham County Sheriff's Office, Athens Clark County Police received assistance from Habersham deputies on September. See, they're distracting me. Hang on here. Okay, they stopped for a second. So there you go. She was, they're shitty-ettes. I like this. Not very good criminals whatsoever. They're shitty-ettes. I totally agree. Totally. Yeah, to me, it just seems like drugged up acts that somebody was not in their right mind and did like really stupid crap. Come on, you two. Give me a break. No? Go over there. Literally, they're trying to get right under my legs. So, yeah. Yeah, masterminds, right? Oh my God. Yeah, I don't think it's going to take a whole bunch of, I think we got it figured out pretty close. Hopefully we find, yeah, I think we'll hear something in the next little while. The whole situation sounds like a tweaker plan. I agree. They thought it was like you see on TV, murder someone and just let a body, get away. That's not how any of this works. I agree with you. And back to, Christine, they're shitty heads. Oh my word. Fur babies just like real ones. It's true. Thank you for understanding that. So they're both a year and a half. One is lab and Chesapeake lab, so that mix. And then my other one that we just got is lab with Rottweiler. They were born in the same month, so yeah, their activity, their energy is all the same. I try to get them to, go play, throw balls, do whatever it is you do, and hopefully they'll sleep for a while. But yeah, it doesn't always work out that way. Thank you for understanding. Let's see here. Common Justice do some digging on her damaged car, right? Still wondering if, when it was an accident, was an attempt on Debbie's life then? Hey, that's a really good question. Yeah, that's a really good question. I have fur babies too, always want to go outside. Right? Exactly. And I don't know if I've mentioned it, but yeah, I've got the 2 dogs, 17 sugar gliders, 8 chinchillas, a skinny pig, 3 guinea pigs, a ferret, and like a python. So they're everywhere. I'm in my glory. Okay, there is some more up here I want to show you. Okay. So this is the hubby. Husband of Debbie Collier's breaks his silence after this mysterious murder. Load. The husband of murdered Georgia realtor. I don't think she was. I think she was admin for a realtor. But Debbie Collier broke her silence. Husband broke his silence Friday, nearly 2 weeks after her burnt body was found in a ravine about 60 miles from their home. She was a beautiful woman and I loved her. He's 67 years old. He told the Daily Mail from his home. It's been a long 2 weeks and I'm very tired. He reportedly said, while fighting back tears, my wife was a wonderful person. The widower later spoke with the Post from his home and said, investigators haven't shared many details with him other than what's been made public. Police found my wife's body in Habersham County near Clarksville, Georgia. They said it was not a suicide and it was not a kidnapping. So they said it was murder. If they have any more information, they have not shared it with me yet. Like, what the hell? Police have not named any suspects or motives to the murder in this case, and we are waiting for autopsy results to determine her death. Debbie was 59 and was found unalive near Tallulah Falls on September 11th, a day after leaving her home in an SUV that was rented because her vehicle was in the shop. So this is her husband. He doesn't look happy, does he? Wow. And this is his home. Oh, this is where she was found, 60 miles from her home. I don't know why. This always bothers me. Why did they leave this crap laying around? Right? Can we make that bigger? Let's see what that does. so much. So, in the world that I come from, this is biohazard waste. Oh, really? Is it going to do it? It might do it. There we go. So, for my world, the stuff out here is biohazard waste. So why they would even think about leaving that, I have no idea. If you look at a hospital situation, you will never in a million years find any of this crap that comes. No, it goes into a biohazard waste container, and it is taken to a special area and picked up by a special truck. So, yeah, that disturbs me a little bit because that's negligent and not overly safe if the person was bleeding and there was anything on there. So, yeah, that's in the world. That's something that, I don't know. How do I do this now? Backwards. There we are. So, yeah, I just find that disturbing. Her daughter Amanda, 36, told police that her mom had Venmo'd her that money along with the message, "They're not going to let me go. Love you." Oh my word. Stephen Collier told cops he last encountered his wife at 9 p.m. the night before her disappearance. And, I hate point. This girl here, her daughter, or the hell, this one here, she just, I can't imagine it being anything else. Just from what I've seen. I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm not a professional. But I do find it a little strange, although they sleep in different bedrooms, which is quite common, but they don't say, have a good day or something. So let's see here. That talks about people that come back up on the weekends and the evenings and they hear loud screaming and fighting. And, her rental vehicle was found near her body, and Bearden and her boyfriend, knew of both history of domestic arrest, said Thursday they have been interrogated by police, who confiscated their phones. Fair enough. I don't know about you. So here is I guess it's the receipt. Steve Collier paid Amanda. "They are not going to let me go." This is the message. "There is a key in the house in the blue flower pot by the door." Because my daughter would never know that. Yeah, hey. Wow. The police have interrogated all of us. The people who are closest to Collier are kind of looked at as suspects right now. Andrew, Tyler, Gurlich. But hell's yeah. Clear the family, right? That's my thoughts. Clear the family first. Okay. Oh, okay, now. Let's see if that one gets smaller. There's some faces in the morning you don't really want to see. Just to keep life good. So, yeah, anybody else? See, daughter doesn't live with them but visits. Yes, exactly what I thought. Daughter doesn't live with them but visits every weekend, from what I gather. Yes. Let's see here. Lives in stepfather's house, her and the boyfriend. Gotcha. I thought she lived at parents and wouldn't move out. Oh, really? Wow, she's another peach, right? Oh my goodness. So, daughter lives in a different neighborhood in Athens. Okay, yeah. You know what? Right off the wall. Good way to put that. I just cannot imagine being in some kind of trouble and not calling for help, just saying the keys in the flower pot. That is probably one of the more bizarre things that I've heard, but I don't think it's gonna work. Let's see here. So the loud argument the night before could have been the mother and daughter. That's kind of what I was thinking. I was thinking that exact thing, that when the daughter shows up, the weekends, the evenings, of course, that's when they would show up, boyfriend or the daughter. And yes, I haven't run across the exact name, but I haven't done a whole bunch of digging yet either. I've been looking at these, but as far as like looking for records on my own, I haven't had a chance to do that yet. But yeah, I think you're right, Vicky. So let's see here. What else we can learn? No. What's this? I don't know if we went through this or not already. Daughter of murdered Georgia mom, Debbie Collier, has a history of lying to police and violent spats with MMA fighter boyfriend. Cops rule out kidnapping in her mother's death despite cryptic Venmo payment claiming she had been taking. See, yeah, they're not tricking anybody, not even a little bit. So I guess if she was harmed in her own home, it would not be kidnapping. It would be more like transferring or... Sorry guys, a little bit thirsty. So Debbie Collier's daughter, Amanda, 36, has a history of lying to police. In May last year, she told cops her MMA fighter boyfriend, Andrew Gerlich, broke into her home and beat her up. He had in fact had access to the home and had been living with her there. Cops charged her with falsely reporting burglary and arrested Andrew for battery. The pair are back living together in Athens, Georgia, and were spotted by the Daily Mail.com this week. Andrew complained that they've been interrogated. Well, yeah. And Debbie was found naked, burned, and tied to a tree, this one's saying, on September 11th. Amanda told police her mom had sent her $2,385 Venmo with that cryptic note, as they call it, and ruled out kidnapping and suicide. So the daughter of murdered Georgian mother Debbie Collier has a history of lying to police and violent lover tiffs with her MMA fighter boyfriend, who says the pair has been interrogated. Oh, is that beauty? Ew. The pair are living together... Ew. The pair are living together again in Athens, Georgia, despite their previous domestic disputes and restraining orders. Daily Mail spotted them leaving their home this week as the investigation into Debbie's brutal killing gathers pace. Police have now ruled out kidnapping and suicide as the possible cause of her death and are now focusing on arresting her killer. So what do you guys think? I agree, Christine. Yappa. Amanda, 36, leaves her home in Athens, Georgia on Friday, September 23rd. Police are yet to rule out anyone in the murder of her mother. You nasty little piece of work. Oh, and there's her live-in boyfriend. He's a peach. MMA fighter Andrew Gerlich. He has complained about them being interrogated. Like, poor baby. So there's a happy-looking person, and she probably raised that little mess of a human very well, She's just got one of those faces that would brighten your day. See? Yeah. What the hell? Crime scene where Debbie Collier's body was found near Tallulah Falls. Oh? Let's check this out. Let's see. No audio. I think we're getting just a bit. Yeah. Yeah. That's just disturbing to me. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see the other pictures. Debbie with her daughter in an old Facebook photo. Amanda claimed that her mother sent her to that money again and suggesting she was kidnapped. And police have ruled out kidnapping. Yep. Unreal. Was arrested in May 2021 for battery. Good Lord. See, in December 2020, Debbie posted these horrific photos of a black guy on Facebook. She told friends that she had fallen on a sidewalk. Well, no. No. That's not how that happened. If it was from the accident, from a fall where she maybe smashed her face off a curb or something, it would be way different looking, in my opinion. Yeah. That makes no sense. Look at that poor woman. Yeah. Fallen. How many, it's amazing to me how many people use that exact, I took a fall. And they do it for safety reasons. And it's heartbreaking. So, yeah, there's been rumors. This is Debbie's husband, Steve, reported her missing on September 10th. He told police that he had seen her at 9 p.m. the previous evening because they slept in separate rooms because of his snoring. Alrighty. But you know what? I don't know if he's got anything to do with it or not, but I kind of have my doubts. Amanda is pictured leaving her home on Friday. In a previous interview, she said someone killed her mother. Yes! Your boyfriend. And she was a beautiful woman, and I loved her. Her distraught husband, Steve Collier, said about his wife 11 days after her body was found in 60 miles in a ravine. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm sure it's pretty much smooth around here, but this will happen. Should be. Take ground side driver door.
Oh, it amazes me how many services show up in certain states, in certain provinces, how many will show up. And then to, I don't know what the reasoning is, but to some other people, they do very little. I don't understand the reasoning behind that. Holy crow, is that gal pregnant? She must be with one of the service trucks. I don't want let's see here. Police survey the crime scene where Debbie was found, like in a ditch. What the actual F? Okay. So, Athens, Georgia. Collier left the house in a rented black Chrysler Pacifica because her car had recently been in that crash. Straight up 441. Officers found the unlocked car near an old, okay, it's an old, maybe it's an underservice logging road. And she was found yards away near a red toad by an uprooted tree. Next to the tree appeared to be the remains of a fire. Wow. Yeah. So I think these are... Oh, what's this? Amanda's live-in boyfriend. It shouldn't be a live-in. May last year, police intervened in the couple's relationship after Amanda phoned 911 claiming he had broken into the house to beat her. And that's the one that they're probably talking about, that he was actually living there and she had lied to them. Let's take a quick look at this.
It remains a mystery who killed 59-year-old Debbie Collier and left her body in the woods off a rural Georgia highway. Only a stuffed bear, some flowers, and pieces of crime tape remained at the scene today. This morning, 11 Alive obtained a police report offering new details, showing Athens-Clarke County Police working with Habersham County investigators on September 11th to find Collier's rented minivan, which had been pinged using satellite radio. The report says the vehicle was unlocked and no one was inside. A police officer stated he saw the same vehicle there the day before around 5 p.m. The report states soon after the van was found, Collier's daughter later showed up to the scene emotional, begging for answers in her mother's disappearance. According to the report, she told investigators her mother did not have any history of mental health issues and denied any suicidal tendencies. She also stated that her mom had a bad back and couldn't have walked far. The report indicates investigators saw a red tote bag near an uprooted tree in the woods off Georgia Highway 15, along with what they believe were the remains of a fire. They also discovered a burnt blue tarp and a naked woman's body. She was lying on her back, and her abdomen appeared to be charred. That woman was later identified as Collier. The day the Athens mother and realty office manager went missing, her daughter told police that her mother sent nearly $2,400 to her through Venmo, along with a message saying, "They are not going to let me go. Love you." Her daughter told police Collier had left home with only her driver's license and debit card. The sheriff's office told me to expect new details in the case this week.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow.
Yeah. Wow. So, let's see here. In May last year, police intervened in the couple's relationship after Amanda made that 911. She showed them photos of bruises on her arm and shoulders to prove it. She was, however, arrested for falsely reporting a burglary after police determined she was lying. Yeah. So let's see here. He was living in the home and had full access to it, according to the New York Post. Andrew was arrested on battery charges, and the pair were ordered to stay apart. Gergerich, I can't say it right now, was complaining because the pair were recently interrogated. Gerlich, I think. I don't know. The police have interrogated all of us, the people who are closest to her, and kind of looked at as subjects right away. Yes, they are. On Friday, he fought tears as he told Daily Mail that Debbie was the love of his life, not her husband Stephen. The close friends of the couple who did not want to be identified confided to Daily Mail, Steve loved Debbie with all his heart. I know that for a fact. I cannot imagine what he's going through right now with a terrible loss of his wife. Having to be a part of the murder investigation and all that entails. I have known them both for many years, and they were a devoted couple. In a direct move of support, he added, I know suspicion falls on the family of the murder victim, but I would bet my life Steve had nothing to do with this whatsoever. On December 10th, Steve reported Debbie as missing, claiming he had not seen her since the previous day. Neighbors heard fighting and screaming coming from the house the night before. So is this the one again where... Well, look. But if it's the one where he's just wandering around, I'll just... It might be. I think it is. No, thank you. Oops. So, no. And there she is with her daughter. And I think we went through all those. Look at this guy. Like, what the, ew. What the hell? He's just, I don't know. Sometimes you know how it's almost like bad vibes jump out of the screen? Bad vibes. And this poor woman. Yeah. That had fallen on the sidewalk. Oh my God. Her and her husband, the daughter. Her husband looks like, I'm just going to say it looks like crap. The poor man. I think he's suffering. I do. So it's now saying that the police tracked the car that she had been driving, the rented SUV, because her vehicle was having repairs. The ravine was 60 miles from her home. Still waiting on an autopsy. You see, my mom was my everything. Someone took my whole life from me. She was beautiful, kind, giving woman. She did not deserve this. She said her head and hands are shaking. Oh my goodness. Police have not ruled out. Do you know what? Every time they mention her a little bit, they tend to say police have not ruled out any suspects. Yeah. So the car was equipped with GPS tracking. I think all rentals are now. It was found 60 miles from, yes. Okay. Rest in peace. Brutal. Oh. I just totally deleted one that I wanted to look at. I pushed the wrong button. So let's see here. I've got this to show you. Let's see what you guys are doing first. I love the chat. I love to see what you... I love your... Everyone has such interesting thoughts. And we all think differently. I love it. Oh, yes. Well said. Christine Rose, you must keep your eyes glued to the Weather Channel when storms are coming. I would have to make my son move and hit him over the head if he said no. Hey, radio gods. Doesn't that guy? He does. He does. He gives off like, ew, vibes. Still looking. Okay, new comments. Because he is a shit idiot. This is funny. It would be a horrible idea to kidnap me. I got jokes. Let's see here. Yes, that's it. She tripped over the dog and fell on the side of her head. Uh-huh. Yeah, right. Exactly what I'm thinking. That's right. And yeah, right? Like her hands will really be shaking if she's involved. Yeah. I tell you what, like, I lost my stepfather. It wasn't to crime, it was to cancer. And I was like a mess. I mean, I was a mess. So I cannot imagine doing something like this to another human that is your mother and not having a very strong reaction to it. Like, no. And I don't have a relationship with my mother. This stuff is still unimaginable to me. Like, I don't know how people can do that stuff. I really don't get it. Oh, yes. You're right here. Don't forget about the invisible stairs. Her heads and hands are shaking from adrenaline. That's what I think. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the invisible stairs. Like, I'm just looking at where her injury is. She would have had to, like, drag her face. I don't know how she'd get injuries in those areas at the same time. Like, drag her face across something, and I don't know. I only got a black eye once, and I was an adult. I was amazingly surprised that it didn't hurt. It was an accident. Nobody hurt me. It was an accident, and I literally did trip. Yeah. Let's see here. I think we did this one. Let's check though. Yeah. Just gonna take a peek. See if I can find that one that I... Oh, you guys, you have to check out Darkness Exposed. She's got live case discussion and open panel. She always has really good shows. Oh, look at this, guys. This is... Like, how the hell do you do this?
Georgia real estate office manager Debbie Collier's son is speaking out for the first time after his mother's shocking death earlier this month, as investigators race to find a suspect. Jeffrey Bearden, Collier's son, told Fox News Digital on Saturday that his mother was behind it.
I was wondering if she had more kids, because I don't think I had seen that yet.
Greatest influence on his life, and asked for respect and privacy as his family deals with the traumatic news of her murder. I am writing to request respect and privacy during the darkest and most harrowing time for my family, Bearden wrote. I have been incredibly hurt and disturbed by some of the reporting and information shared regarding the investigation into my mother's death. Habersham County deputies found Collier's remains down an embankment on September 11th, a day after her husband, Stephen Collier, and daughter.
Seriously, like what? How would you injure up here and up here? Like, it's just... And if you did, you wouldn't be purple in here yet. I don't know. I think someone did this to this lady.
Daughter, Amanda Bearden, reported her missing from neighboring Clark County. As of Saturday evening, there had been no arrests in the case. A crime scene report includes gruesome details about her final moments. Investigators found her naked and burned, with charring on her abdomen, clutching at a tree down an embankment a quarter-mile from her abandoned vehicle, a day after police said she sent her 36-year-old daughter a $2,385 payment using the Venmo app and a bizarre message that suggested she was being held against her will. Investigators, however, publicly ruled out both kidnapping and suicide last week. I ask that all attention on the tragic story of my mother's death remain focused on aiding the police investigation, Jeffrey Bearden said Saturday. He asked for privacy and for an end to online guesswork.
I'm just looking over at my laptop. I've got kind of the chat set up over there. And I had to laugh. Alice, I've had a couple black eyes. Even gave a couple. That caught me.
Until police complete their investigation. There is no place for the court of public opinion in the pursuit of justice for my mother, and this speculation continues to be traumatic and hurtful for my family during the most difficult time we have experienced, he said. His mother, he said, was an amazing woman. I will never be able to fully articulate the loss of my mother and what she meant to me, Bearden said Saturday. She was my longest source of love, support, and encouragement.
So I'd be curious about the family dynamics to know what he thinks about his sister having anything to do with this. If his eyes are wide open or if he's protective. That would speak volumes.
My mother was a very vibrant and strong soul. She was a person who valued kindness, empathy, and understanding throughout her entire life. She went through life recognizing the beauty and grace in everything she saw and experienced around her. Collier worked as a real estate office manager with Carriage House Realty in her hometown of Athens, Georgia. Reached by text message, a colleague deferred questions to the office's main line, where calls went unanswered Saturday. Daily life was filled with joy and beauty, Bearden said. She spent her time enjoying and making art. She valued listening to, dancing, and singing along with her favorite music. My mother consumed herself with the holidays, as her focus remained on family and the value of being together over a home-cooked meal. Collier was generous throughout the holidays, he added, and each year.
It's nice to hear what she was like as a person, instead of just all this other stuff. It's kind of nice to hear who she was.
Would shower her family with thoughtful gifts and gestures. My mother was persistent in her love throughout my entire life, and I will persist until she is given the justice she deserves, Bearden continued. Our lives have been irrevocably changed. Our grief is here, and our pain is deep. Again, that is why I am asking you to please respect our privacy while we learn to cope and adjust with our loss. Police have served several search warrants in the case, but have not publicly identified any suspect or person of interest.
So yeah, I do believe they've got a suspect or two. Just trying to see if there's anything else. Okay, I'm going to check and see if I've got anything else tagged. Like, there is so much that a person can look at. So we touched on this, but I had this pinned as well. Oh, I mean, Nancy Grace, love her or hate her, I personally really like the feist she has, but many don't. But I'm always interested to see her take on cases.
Nancy Grace, host of Crime Stories and Fox Nation. Nancy, nice to see you. A couple more things here that we can get into, but just at first blush here, what do you think's going on here? What happened?
I think that the death of Deborah Collier is not random. There's no way. I mean, think about it, Bill. When somebody was coming in to burglarize or rob or even carjack her, they would, number one, if it's a burglar, leave immediately if they see somebody home, or kill them right there and get the hay out of there. Who goes to the trouble of taking her 60 miles away from Athens to Tallulah Falls, Tallulah Gorge, and burning her body, carrying it down a ravine, trying to burn it, giving up halfway through? They've got a tarp, they've got a tote bag down there, they had to create a fire. That's what we call staging. And it tells me this is not random.
Okay, so 2 years ago, she posted a selfie of a black eye that she suffered. All right, and apparently she said she fell. And police, after an investigation, confirmed that those injuries are very likely the result of a fall. And the police say there's been never have they received a domestic call on behalf of police to their home. Now, have you looked at the husband? Has he been cooperating?
I think that the husband is cooperating, but I do know this. Sources near the family say the family feels like they are being eyed as suspects because their words, not mine, their phones were confiscated and they were interrogated. They may feel that way, but that's SOP, standard operating procedure. And when your loved one goes missing or is found murdered, the eye is on you because you're closest to them. I got another question, Bill Hemmer. Think about this. She sent that bizarre text to her daughter saying, they're not going to let me go, and the key to the house is under the flower pot. My last words to my children, God willing, are not going to be the keys under the flower pot. And if she was found without her cell phone, then from where did she send that text, that very bizarre text, and she thought to Venmo her daughter?
Right? Exactly what we were talking about. She just got an interesting way of putting it all out there.
$2,385 just with her dying movements and breath. None of that fits. I want to find out who bought that blue tarp. It's perfect for fingerprints. And I want to find out, did she drive herself there? Because the last time her husband saw her, that car was parked in their driveway Saturday morning when he says he went to work.
Okay, a few things here. Family phones confiscated by police, so there's going to be some evidence on there. The red tote bag, blue tarp, and remains of a fire near her corpse that you just mentioned there. And a van rented by Collier was found near the scene that you just discussed as well. However, this text message, you're wiring your daughter money. Apparently, she shared that account with her husband. This gets deeper and deeper, Nancy. You wonder if there's a third party involved here. Why would you do that? Would the daughter not know that the house key was beneath an investigation? Confirmed that those injuries are very likely the result of. Apparently, she said she fell.
Sorry.
All right, and the.
Random.
Okay.
Sorry, I paused it and got all. Again, they're making a whole lot of sense here. Like, it's definitely not random. It's possible now from what the husband, I hate to say it, but maybe that husband did have something to do with this with the daughter. I don't know. There's so many ways to look at these damn cases.
So 2 years ago, she posted a selfie of a black eye that she suffered. All right, and apparently she said she fell. And police, after an investigation, confirmed that those injuries are very likely the result of a fall. And the police say there's been never have they received a domestic call on behalf of police to their home. Now, have you looked at the husband? Has he been cooperating?
I think that the husband is cooperating, but I do know this. Sources near the family say the family feels like they are being eyed as suspects because their words, not mine, their phones were confiscated and they were interrogated. They may feel that way, but that's SOP, standard operating procedure. And when your loved one goes missing or is found murdered, the eye is on you because you're closest to them. I got another question, Bill Hemmer. Think about this. She sent that bizarre text to her daughter saying, they're not going to let me go, and the key to the house is under the flower pot. My last words to my children, God willing, are not going to be the keys under the flower pot. And if she was found without her cell phone, then from where did she send that text, that very bizarre text, and she thought to Venmo her daughter $2,385 just with her dying movements and breath? None of that fits. I want to find out who bought that blue tarp. It's perfect for fingerprints. And I want to find out, did she drive herself there? Because the last time her husband saw her, that car was parked in their driveway Saturday morning when he says he went to work.
Okay, a few things here. Family phones confiscated by police, so there's going to be some evidence on there. The red tote bag, blue tarp, and remains of a fire near her corpse that you just mentioned there. And a van rented by Collier was found near the scene that you just discussed as well. However, this text message, you're wiring your daughter money. Apparently, she shared that account with her husband. This gets deeper and deeper, Nancy. You wonder if there's a third party involved here. Why would you do that? Would the daughter not know that the house key was beneath the flower pot to begin with? I think common sense says yes. I don't know where this leads investigators, but is it possible that she did not send that final text message from her own phone?
That is what I think. I don't think she sent that last message. And yeah, they kind of start throwing in the possibility of a third person. And in my eyes, I don't know about the insurance and stuff. I know I haven't looked into that stuff. I bet Crime and Justice probably has all that stuff. Like I said, she's great. So I don't know, if he has her like heavily insured and his daughter is like all sorts of fucked up, maybe I don't know. What do you guys think on that much? I don't know what to frickin' think. And I think I might have just kicked us out. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I got a little too excited. Yeah. So this is just, basically saying everything that we've kind of gone over. No, there we go. Good. Yes. Found it. Okay, well that's happening. I want to see what you guys are doing. It starts playing, I'll just jump back over there. Oh, look at you guys. You got such great ideas. Refresh this, I think, and see if it does anything. Damn, I was enjoying that one. I was learning stuff. Oh. You don't need to open that right now, like why? Large player. Sorry guys, I'm not quite sure.
They feel that way, but that's SOP, standard operating procedure. And when your loved one goes missing or is found murdered, the eye is on you because you're closest to them. I got another question, Bill Hemmer. Think about this. She sent that bizarre text to her daughter saying, they're not going to let me go, and the key to the house is under the flower pot. My last words to my children, God willing, are not going to be, the key's under the flower pot. And if she was found without her cell phone, then from where did she send that text, that very bizarre text? And she thought to Venmo her daughter $2,385 just with her dying movements and breath. None of that fits. I want to find out who bought that blue tarp. It's perfect for fingerprints. And I want to find out, did she drive herself there? Because the last time her husband saw her, that car was parked in their driveway Saturday morning when he says he went to work.
Okay, a few things here. Family phones confiscated by police, so there's going to be some evidence on there. The red tote bag, blue tarp, and the remains of a fire near her corpse that you just mentioned there. And a van rented by Collier was found near the scene that you just discussed as well. However, this text message, you're wiring your daughter money. Apparently, she shared that account with her husband. This gets deeper and deeper, Nancy. You wonder if there's a third party involved here. Why would you do that? Would the daughter not know that the house key was beneath the flower pot to begin with? I think common sense says yes. I don't know where this leads investigators, but is it possible that she did not send that final text message from her own phone?
It's absolutely possible. That's what I'm getting at. Remember Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie using her car, her gasoline, her credit cards, was coming all the way across the country on her cell phone going, hi, Granddad, blah, 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 trying to act like she was still alive? Now, I'm not pointing at any suspect, but what I am saying unequivocally is that I don't believe she sent that text. So who did? Who knew to send it to that daughter, Amanda? Who thought about the flower pot? Who would have that knowledge if it's even true? And why would they bother with the hoax of suggesting she's still alive? And another thing, who would park that rented vehicle that Deborah was using right there on the...
There you go. And another thing.
the highway where anybody could see it, and then go all the way down the hill, start a fire, and try to burn her naked body. And where are her clothes?
Yeah, great
I
questions.
wonder, was she taken during the night?
Great questions, Nancy. Stay on the case. I know you will, and we'll see where we get in the coming days.
Thank you,
Hopefully
Bill.
somewhere, you bet. Nice to see you.
So there's that. I will get rid of that and see what else we have open. Oh, Dylan Round's stuff. I noticed that No Thanks and Crime and Justice were doing stuff on Dylan again. They do such a great variety that, yeah, one of my favorites, absolutely. And I have the pleasure from, I get to mod for them, so I find that a pleasure. So let's go back over here. Let's see if this one. So let's see. Let's look here. So this is telling us about that search warrant again.
Collier's gained international attention as Habersham County investigators continue to work to find whoever is responsible.
This after the body of the 59-year-old was taken to the GBI Medical Examiner's office for an autopsy. Fox 5's Eric Perry has followed the story. He joins us from the live desk with the latest. Eric?
Yeah, Courtney, Tom, today marks exactly 2 weeks since the 59-year-old was reportedly last seen alive by her husband. Investigators say they need the public's help in piecing together clues as to who could be responsible.
The Habersham County Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigations Division has executed several search warrants at locations directly tied to...
Yeah, no, we've seen that. So, I will, I might have all my, pens done. See if there's anything down here that might interest you before we head out. Let's see here. So many great creators, eh? I'm going to try. What am I leaving you sitting on? I don't know if this is the same video or not.
Georgia Real Estate Office Manager Debbie Collier.
I don't know if we've seen this. Oh, very
The
don't
suspicious
do that.
death of Debbie Collier has gained international attention as Habersham
Same
County
one,
investigators.
Same one. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little bit more reading and researching and see if anything else has changed. And I will I'll talk to you guys then if anything pops up that, you know, if there's an arrest or anything like that. This just breaks my heart. Oh my God. So yeah, if there's any arrests or anything along those lines, I will absolutely gonna come where you guys are. There you are. Yeah, I'll be on it right away. Absolutely. And I've still been, I checked all the different cases this morning, and, you know, nothing's really moving right now. Delphi is, but they're going to probably be at a standstill for a little while. I think there was some fake news out last night that Tony Klein was arrested. Ultimately, I don't think that happened, but I think that is coming, in my opinion. So, hey guys, thank you ever. Oh, listen, I want to see what 5 feet tall, 150 pounds, not like accurate description for the daughter. Oh, I don't know. The daughter. Let's see, hey? See if this is any pictures we can look at. Come on. It's so slow today. I'm sorry, guys. Close that. Yeah, sorry. I'm almost timing out. Let's see if I can do that again one more time. And wonder if we have a storm coming. So yeah, I think that's probably where I'm going to leave it. I don't think my computer's going to do that in the near future for me. So yeah, if anything does pop up, sorry, I will definitely pop back on and we can talk about it. So thanks again, guys. It was really good seeing you guys. And hey, I can't get my notifications to work on different pages. If you guys, next time I see you, if you guys, any of you guys know how I can maybe fix that, can you let me know? Okay. Thank you again, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.